Welcome to another episode of A Migrant's Journey. This is episode number 44. I can't believe I've done 43 episodes already. And if you haven't watched any of them, please head on to my YouTube channel. There are different playlists. If you're looking for experienced migrant stories, you have a playlist for that. If you're looking for international student migrant stories, there is a playlist for that. So head on there. It's 20 hours worth of content, I think. And there are a lot of interesting stories, interesting tips you can get there. If you're watching this for the first time, I set up a migrant's journey to give you a reality check of what happens, especially here in Australia with migrants. When you think about migration in mostly Asian countries, you think, it's a dream come true and, you just come here and everything else works out. But rarely is it the case. Job search is a struggle. And it's primarily because of difference in culture and the way we approach job search. So it's key to adapt to the culture over here, what happens in Australia, and job search accordingly. Simply applying online doesn't work anymore. And so you have to tweak your approach. And I set up this series so that you can understand what it is and be better prepared. If you are planning to move to Australia, you can be better prepared. Or if you're already in Australia, you can listen to these stories and improve your job search. That's the objective. So to all our viewers, we have about 20 people live on LinkedIn right now. Yay, awesome. Please don't just stay there and watch us talking. Engage with us, say hi, hello. If you have any questions, leave it. I'm insisting you on doing this because the more noise you make, the more people will see this video and more people will get benefited out of it. This is going live simultaneously on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, so you can watch wherever you want this. Now, coming to today's guest, we have a very interesting story to share. You probably have seen another live show that I did with Malathy. So we did a JLB Star of the Month episode already, and I'm inviting Malathy back because her story is really interesting. The highlight over here is she secured a role a couple of months back after an 8 years gap. So we'll listen to her story, how she made it, how her journey was, and what strategy actually helped her secure the role. So welcome, Maldi. How are you today?
Hey Vinesh, I'm good. How are you?
Good. So let's get straight into things. I know we both know each other well, so I might miss some points because I assume people know that. So let's get straight into things. Who are you and what do you do, Maldi?
Well, my name is Malathy Madhavan, currently residing in Sydney. I'm a software tester by profession. I have 10 years of experience in software development and testing. As a person, I'm a nature lover and love to meet people.
Awesome.
As you said, this is my second live on a LinkedIn platform, but still, each live has different experience.
Absolutely.
I came to Australia 9 years ago. I was deputed to work with NAB as defect analyst while I was with Infosys India. While I was at NAB, I had the first glimpse of the Australian way of working, their language, the idioms, the slangs, and the practice of smiling or greeting any person who crossed your path.
Yeah.
That was actually a totally new experience. Initially, it was a bit weird for me, but then I realized it enlightens your disposition for that day.
Absolutely. I still remember the first day I went to 7-Eleven to buy a Mikey card. The guy over there was, hey, hi, how are you? And I was like, I don't know what to say back. It doesn't happen. I mean, from where I'm coming from, I'm coming from Bangalore, India. You don't talk to the cashier or the receptionist or whoever it is. So that was a very interesting experience. So you were in Australia before you came on a work visa and then continued your journey over here. So you kind of had a basic knowledge of how Australia works. And then, yeah, you're saying something.
Yeah, actually, I didn't have any knowledge about Australia. That was totally new to me. The work at NAB was quite fun, unlike the projects in India, whatever I did in India.
Mm-hmm.
Um, However, after 6 months work at NAB, the role was made redundant. And by that time, I had 10 years of experience in software industry. So I thought it's a good time to take a break. Everyone needs a short break after
Yeah.
such a big, time in industry.
Yeah.
And I was shuttling back to India and Australia because my family was in India, my parents was in India, and my husband was in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So after a few months, I actually started looking for work, like applying for work. Since I didn't have PR at that time, I was exploring options with umbrella companies where they provided services with finding a job as well as visa support.
Yeah.
But none of them worked.
Mm.
Later, when I received my PR in 2015, 4 years down the line, 3 years down the
Mm-hmm.
line,
Mm-hmm.
I was here for good.
Mm.
And I started actively applying on Seek.com,
Mm.
Indeed.com, Glassdoor, everything. 10 applications, 20 applications per week, and nothing was working.
Yeah.
And then I created my LinkedIn profile. It
Yeah.
might be surprising for everyone to know that I created it so late. But then, yeah, I created my LinkedIn profile and then again started applying, but no responses.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 3 years went into that mode
Mm.
because there was slowly I realized I have no clue whatsoever on how to apply for a job, where to look for a job, and whom to ask for guidance.
Yeah.
So this was my state at that time.
Yeah.
However, I maintained very good connections with my school friends and college friends, even
Mm.
though networking was um, totally unknown to me at that time.
Yeah.
I did few courses during that time actually, because learning was always there with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a course in security testing, which is another strand of interest I'm following now.
Yeah.
And I did ISTQB certification and then a 2 month intensive course in Selenium WebDriver.
Awesome. So before
Then,
you get into
yeah,
the next point, um, this is a journey that everyone goes through. People apply, and you did it for almost 3 years, I think. I mean, we are at that point of the story. We'll go ahead again. So you did that for a really long time. So what was your point of view like, or what is your mental state like? Because a lot of people still keep grinding like this. A lot of people just sit at home, apply and hope to get that call, or to hope for things to happen. But it's not sustainable. You can do it probably for a month, 2 month, or 3 month. You did it for years. What was your condition, or what was your situation like back then? I'm sure it impacts your confidence, your morale, everything. So I would like to hear from you. So what was your state like?
it was actually the mindset I carried from India, where you just have to apply it and wait for a response. So I
Mm-hmm.
was following the same thing, and there was no one out here to give me guidance because I was not connecting with anyone. So
Mm.
40 is again with me, but that was a state. But after applying for for about 1 year, I used to wonder why I'm applying. Why should I apply? Even though I had confidence in myself, I didn't know what to do. It's like it was like a closed door everywhere. I should say probably I was a bit more determined. I was not
Mm-hmm.
disappointed altogether, but I
That's
didn't
great.
know where I was going.
Yeah.
But then, out of the blue, one of my friends offered to review my resume and LinkedIn profile. And it was he who suggested about meetup.com. He asked me,
Mm.
go out, meet people. So, and I started attending meetups,
Mm.
the developers meetup, testers meetup, hikers, embroiderers. Yeah, I was, following my hobbies too at that time.
Very interesting. Yeah.
And that opened up a totally new world for me. I started connecting to many people, through LinkedIn, in person through these meetups, workshops, test conferences. And luckily for me, I met one lady during one of these workshops who later became my mentor. I had started to realize I have to improve my skill set if I have to find a job in this current market. I cannot expect to get a job with the skill set I have, which I had acquired few years ago.
Was this pre-COVID or when COVID happened? I mean, when you mean you have to upgrade your skill set, because after COVID, a lot of things change. So was this realization pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID, it was
Okay.
around, I say, 2017,
Okay.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I wanted to approach this person, and I was actually scared because I knew this person was very strong, independent, no nonsense lady. So I have to have a solid reason why I'm approaching this person.
Yeah.
I still don't know why I was scared because, as the saying goes, you live between the imaginary space between your ears, right?
Right. Absolutely.
But as Mike's mentioned in the previous episode,
Mm-hmm.
if you are expecting some help, you have to seek for it.
Yeah.
You have to dare to ask.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
did, and I did receive help. She took me under her umbrella
Mm.
and helped me assess the gap I had in my skill set when compared to the market requirement now. And yeah, she actually runs a community called Test Ed, where Ed stands for education,
Mm-hmm.
and trains her mentees under world class industry professionals.
Yeah. If you don't mind, you can share a name. If other testers are looking for help, they can reach out to her.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I should keep that discreet
Okay, cool.
since I have not
That's fine.
asked her permission.
That's
But
fine.
anyway, I have given enough clues to find her.
Do your homework now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. So I'd like to touch on a few points that you mentioned. You mentioned meetup.com, which is, and I don't think it's surprising that people or you signed up so late, because there are lots of people who still don't know what meetup.com is, or there are people who haven't even started a LinkedIn account, even though they're job seeking over here. So it's not a surprising thing. It's very common. And now, again, I'll repeat this: meetup.com. If you don't know what this is, please go ahead and check this out. It's a very important networking website out there, and it's very important for you to be on top of it. You mentioned two phases of your job search. One is you were just applying online, you were kind of lost, you were determined, you were learning, but you were still lost and nothing much was happening. Now the second phase is when you started networking, you started going out meeting people, and you found a very good mentor in that as well, but you still did not have a job, right? So a lot of people ask, what's the point of networking then? You don't have a job. You said you started doing this in 2017, and it took about 3 years for you to still get a job. I'm thinking, I'm just making enough calculations. So why would you network then? So what change or what difference did it make in you?
Now, as I said, I was applying on Seek and Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
50 applications maybe per week, but there was no response. That would mean that there are jobs out there which is not being advertised on Seek. I could see
Mm-hmm.
people getting jobs around me, but not
Mm-hmm.
me. So that means there are applications happening like referrals, and for
Yeah.
that I need to connect with people.
Yeah.
That was one reason. Secondly, I love connecting with people. I like talking to people,
Yeah.
and this pushed me go out and go for these meetups.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that connecting part is very important, because when you just sit at home and apply, um, yes, it's a thing that you're doing, but you over time you know that it's going to fail, and you just start doing nothing. You're just sitting at home and applying. But when you talk to people, everything changes. And this is not just regards to your job search, it's regards to your mental state. You're talking to people, you feel that you're learning, you're growing, and you just feel literally good about talking to people, that which boost your morale and boost your confidence as well. So for me, I think that is a very important thing, especially when you're job searching and all stacks are against you, right? So it's very important that you have something to pull yourself back. Now, what happened next? Yeah.
Absolutely, Vinesh. When I connected with one person, it was not that person whom I received some sort of help. Probably it was his connection which helped me in some way. So that's a power of meetups. You get
Yeah.
connected to a wider circle.
Absolutely. And it's important to note that point. See, it's not like you network for a month and you get a job. You're not look That is an ultimate goal, yes, but you're looking for connections. You're looking for people who can help you. And by help you, I don't mean give you a job, no, but help you in your growth, your career, what next, what to learn, what are the gaps, can you review my resume and things like that. That is key over there. So yeah, let's continue. What you met this mentor, you started upskilling a lot in the testing space. Still things were not happening for you. So and
Yeah.
then probably COVID hit, which was an even worse place to be in. So what happened next?
Yeah, actually, under her, while I was with her, it was like a 3 months intensive training in technical skills,
Mm-hmm.
self development. She also got me, internships under two startups and a short volunteering job at a well known company in Sydney. So after all this, it was not just my technical skills or soft skills that was developed. My
Mm-hmm.
overall confidence level was, it increased.
Yeah.
And one thing I did was created lot many documents, YouTube videos, presentations, and whenever I applied for any job post that, I used to
Mm-hmm.
share these links so that the
Mm.
hiring managers know can assess my caliber then and there.
Yeah.
But then still, after all these, nothing was working out.
Yeah.
And I think it was during that time I actually connected with you through
Mm.
LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was inspired with the post you used to make about job search
Mm.
and started realizing the importance of networking
Yeah.
and became more active on LinkedIn.
Mm.
Um, I was doing everything I thought I should be doing to get a job,
Uh-huh.
but the kind of responses I received was almost nothing compared to the effort I was making.
Mm.
And if I fast
So,
forward,
you before we go ahead, you mentioned that you were thinking that you were doing everything with regards to job search.
yeah.
So, what new stuff did you realize? Maybe touch on one or two points. What did you learn that you were not doing, even though you were trying a lot of things, especially when it comes to networking?
Yeah, see, when I started to talk to people who were excelling in these testing world, like you, one of
Mm.
you, everyone talks about you have to create some documentation about the work you do so that
Yeah.
the people know what you're doing, so that they have the confidence. You have to
Mm.
network, you have to connect with people and build a rapport with them.
Mm.
So I am doing everything, but somewhere the dots are not getting connected.
Yeah.
So even though I don't know what I was missing, I knew
Mm-hmm.
something was missing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then it was this COVID period,
Yeah. So
and
how did you get through that then? That I'm sure would have been a next challenge. People in Australia know how, people especially in Melbourne know how big a challenge we've been going through. But
I
that
know.
has also impacted the job market a lot. So what was your story over
Yeah, actually, yes. When you say about Australians who loves to go around,
there?
COVID period was sort
Yeah.
of uh, very bad. But for me, I usually go out only once in a week or so. So it was
Mm-hmm.
not badly hit in terms personally,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, but there was a luck factor for me during this COVID period.
Mm.
For me, it did more good than bad
Mm.
because you started the networking events online,
Yeah.
and I became a regular in that.
Mm.
And eventually, I came to know about JLB as well,
Yeah.
which is your initiative,
Right.
Job Search Like a Boss.
Yeah.
I was not sure of it because I have done everything I thought I'm doing. Then why this JLB?
Yeah.
And then after discussing with many people, a lot of deliberation, I joined JLB skeptically, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, yes. I don't want to leave any stone unturned. you know.
Yeah.
Actually, after joining JLB, I realized there should be a strategy for your job search activities. There is a right way of managing your time, and there is a scientific approach to manage your habits.
Mm-hmm.
And we in JLB were practicing this daily. Um, daily we were doing some kind of updates, and that gave us sense of accountability for the activities we were doing with the limited time. Activities
Mm-hmm.
like searching for a job, self learning, and your personal daily activities as well.
Absolutely.
Yep. and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. I just saw a comment from Anita. She's also my wife. So she mentioned, hello, Maldi, what an inspiring journey about resilience. And I can't
Thanks,
agree much
Anita.
because your determination is very important here. You came to know during COVID, or you came to know, hey, networking is a way to go ahead. And you started networking very aggressively. Uh, dur- uh, when COVID hit, I started doing onlines. And we were actually talking about this the other day. You have attended 39 of my events. You're probably the highest number of attendance in my events. That kind of shows how resilient you are and how determined you are, right? So that is one part. Yes, you have to be determined. And I really like the way you put how your mindset changed after joining JLB. By the way, people who don't know what JLB is Job Search Like a Boss. This is a group coaching community that I'm running for job seekers. If you want any information, please reach out to me. It's a holistic approach. It's a full blown approach at job search. It's not like I give you tons of documents and you figure out what you have to do, or it's not like I give you a resume template and you figure out what you do. You do all the hard work, but I'll tell you what you have to do and how you have to do it. That's a brief about JLB, but today's episode is not about JLB, it's about Maldi's story. What happened next? And you were still struggling, even though you had a strategy, even though you knew this is what you had to do. We had all the ups and downs in the JLB community. We all know about that. But what happened in the end? The way you secured that role is a very interesting story. So if you can share that.
Yeah, before that, I have to tell one thing about JLB. Of
Yeah,
course,
go
it
for it.
guides you to have a structured way of job search.
Mhm.
There's a warning. You will end up building lifelong friendships there. You
Absolutely.
know, it supported me strategically, technically, but emotionally as well. There were times, you are applying for a long time and there are no responses or negative responses. Sometimes I start to lose focus, and that kind of negative thinking starts kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was daring enough to put it forward, and the team wholly supported me. They gave me so much of assurance, and I'm
Mm.
still grateful for that. To
I'm
the
so
JLV,
happy.
not just Vinesh, to the whole team members.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Maldi.
Yeah. And one more thing I have to say is, along with JLB, I was quite active in the community activities.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started putting myself out there, people started approaching for me for events, for
Mm.
anchoring events, conducting events.
Yeah,
And that was the first few times that I'm doing such a thing.
yeah,
And that improved my conversational skills, even though it was not for a professional setting.
yeah,
I knew how to interact with people.
yeah. And I
So yeah,
think
on one side,
beyond that, I still remember the conversation you had before you were offered this opportunity. You were nervous, and I still remember how happy you were after you did this. So it's also about making yourself happy, and that happiness actually boosts your confidence and boost your morale, which is very important for your job search. So it's a full blown
Yeah, it is.
thing. It's job search is not just about applying online and getting that job. Sometimes it happens, but there is a lot more to it, and it's very important to give some importance to that. Go ahead,
I know.
back to your story.
Yes, as I said, Vinesh is always for networking. So networking became my foremost thing. I was focusing more on that, and the way I connected with people, I was not looking for randomly anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I made it a point that I'm connecting to the right people in the right way,
Mm.
and also to initiate some kind of conversation with them and build up a rapport.
Yeah.
And one thing I always made sure is I never ask for a job.
Mm.
I speak about whatever is there in common with us,
Yeah.
and that initiates interest. Um, and that helped me a lot to keep my morale up.
Absolutely.
As you said, to keep myself happy.
Yeah.
If I have to go through this rejections daily, I have to keep
Mm-hmm.
myself happy on the other side.
Mm. Yeah,
uh,
no doubt about that.
yeah, actually,
So, what happened in the end? Let's get to that.
yep. Actually, it was this very habit
Yeah.
that helped me land this job, dream job, I would
Mm-hmm.
say,
Mm-hmm.
during last December.
Yeah.
Um, and the person who had referred me was almost sure I would get through because he had that much confidence in my skills. And it was purely through the conversation through LinkedIn.
Mm.
So I would no recommend everyone out there to network more than what you do now. You wouldn't know
Absolutely.
what is out there unless you speak to people, and you wouldn't know who you would be impressing.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
so
it's very. I your one of the points that you mentioned are spot on. Your ultimate goal is to get a job, but you can't go all over and ask people, can you help me get a job, can you help me get a job? That's not the way. The way you said it, have conversations, and then eventually they will be interested in you. What are you, who are you, what are you looking for? And that's when you can slowly start looking for help again, probably not for a job. Can they give a lead? Can they give some inputs as in what is it that you can learn, or what is it that you can do extra to get a job? So that's eventually it will happen. It might happen in a week, it take months, it might take even a year to get there. But trust me, it's way better applying online and going through all those frustrations. Spend at least 50 to 60% of your time in networking. It will be way more fulfilling, even if it takes a year. You won't feel down, you won't feel you will have your ups and downs, but it will kind of be balanced out. So that's a very important thing. So that was an absolutely interesting journey that you shared, Malati. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Now, one last question for you. Um,
sure.
if you have in one advice to others, what would that be? Because you have seen this side, what happens to you when you're just applying online. You have grown through that, you've evolved, you've started networking, and then you realize you need a strategy. You've gone through that as well. 8 years before, if you had known something, I'm sure that thing would have really launched you at that point of time. So what would that advice be?
No doubt, without thinking, networking, connect to people.
Yeah.
That is a foremost thing you have to focus on. And yes, believe in yourself. I have in the last networking work I had we had in Sydney. I met people who are in the similar path as me. The only thing they are missing is confidence in themselves. So
Mm.
that is what I would recommend for everyone out there who thinks a career gap is a major roadblock. It is not. It is your confidence
Yeah,
what you should be
absolutely.
maintaining.
Absolutely. Very good point. We have about 18 people live on LinkedIn, but I'm hearing nothing. So if you're still out there, or if you're sleeping, or if you're not sleeping, please say hi, hello, or if you have any questions for us, please leave a comment. We'll conclude in a few minutes. So if you leave a comment now, we can probably pull that up. I'll go through a few comments that are already there. So Vidya is saying, hey, Maldi, looking forward to hearing from you. Ankit, another one of our JLB champs, is saying, congrats, Maldi, for doing the second video, but this time with a different background. All the best. Gangaram is saying it's an interesting and inspiring journey that resilience considers effort. Kudos to Malathy. Gangaram also has asked if he can see the videos that you share to the hiring manager. He says it's a very interesting concept. Maybe if you can talk in private later and give some advice on the videos that you shared with the hiring manager, that would be really good.
Sure, Ganga. Please connect with me. We'll have a chat.
So more messages. Suganya saying thank you. Nirakar saying great journey. Thanks for sharing. I think that's all the comments. No questions, surprisingly. Hopefully, you're all inspired by this story. Anything else you'd like to add, Malathy? Anything that I missed during the conversation? Because this was a very different conversation. Usually, I have a format, but it's a bit different for you because you came 8 years ago and your journey was so long. So I had to tweak here and there. Hopefully, it was I addressed the point. Is there anything that I missed or anything you'd like to say?
Not actually. Yeah, I hope I'll be an inspiration for all those people, all those women out there who has such a big career gap, and that I'm expecting. They would try. This would try to push them forward.
Absolutely. I at least get 4 to 5 people asking to me on a monthly basis, as in, would gap be an issue if I'm looking for work? Now I have something to share to them. Instead of explaining the whole story, I'll just share this video, watch this, see it, and get inspired. Makes my life easier. So thank you so much for that, Maldi. And last question: if people would like to connect to you, what's the best way to do it? Would it be LinkedIn or some other platform?
I prefer LinkedIn.
Okay, cool. So I have tagged Malathy in the LinkedIn post that I'm sharing here. Or if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you can get to this post on LinkedIn and then follow her, or just search by her name, Malathy Madhavan. I think it's a unique name, right? I don't think there are two Malathy Madhavan, so that's definitely easier. So thank you so much for your time. And to all our viewers, like I said, this is the 44th episode. There are 43 amazing stories already out there in YouTube. Go and check it out, and do subscribe to my channel as well, so that you're notified about any new videos. But otherwise, keep making some noise. Keep commenting, say hi, hello, or say how inspiring story this is from Malathy. Even if you don't think it is, that's fine. That's what will get this post to more people. But I'm sure it's an awesome, inspiring story, Malathy. And I know, because I have a tool. Like I said, there are a lot of people asking me, if there is a gap, how they can get a job or what they have to do. Now this is an easy way for me that I can just share this video. So thank you so much for your time, Malathy.
Thank you for having me for the second time. And thank you all the viewers who have been watching me until now.
Absolutely. Thanks, Malathy. So I have more interesting stories coming up in the week. I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye. Bye.